Good evening. Welcome, everyone, to my broadcast. I titled this one Forgive and to Forget. Forgive and to Forget. My name is Anthony Milton. It's a pleasure to be before you today. I just came off the heel of a live event that was held at Savannah State University. I titled it Behind the Badge, See What I See. I call it the backstory of things that you don't get to see and hear in the news pertaining to behavior of a police officer and the thing that they go through. Example, you don't see and hear when an officer get dressed. I'll give you an example. He's home, wake up in the morning, depending on what shift he or she has to go to report. They get dressed, maybe eat dinner or lunch or breakfast, maybe take a snack, kiss the wife and kids goodbye, say, "Baby, I'll see you and call you later." They go to the station, report in, get in a patrol car, ride the street, pull over a car for maybe a traffic violation. Unbeknownst to them, the person that they pull over might be wanted for murder, got a warrant on them. Their response will be different from the officer response. He or she gets out to the car, walk up to the vehicle, the person pulls out a gun, fired at the officer fired back, hitting the suspect in the arm, but the suspect ended up killing the officer. Officer never returns home. That officer will never go back home. Only thing the parents, the mother, and the children will grieve he or she death because of the event that transpired on their ship. You didn't see the backstory when they left home. You only saw the front news. Police officer shoot suspect kills officer. And people will draw the conclusion that the officer deserved it, or say it's about time because all officers shoot black people. Who say it's black? I didn't say it's black. All lives do matter. The life of the police officer matters. He or she should have the opportunity to come home. The driver should have the opportunity to go home, but it's the situation that happens. You see the front story on the news pertaining to this officer did this or that. You don't see the backstory. You don't see the backstory when officers go to a house, like I did once in my career. Single mother, black female, didn't have no groceries in the house, no shoes for the kids, just going to school. I told her I would come back the next day, pick her up and the kids, take her to the grocery store. She bought some groceries. We went to Payless, bought her 3 kids some shoes, and I took them back home. It was not a relationship between me and her. I was not dating her. I did not end up dating her. I saw need and I had the means to provide for that person. That didn't make the news. That is the backstory that you don't see behind the badge. Thanks for allowing me to share that. You also did not. Those who do not know, I don't do it often, but I am an author. I like to write. The way that I write, I don't sit down and say, I'm going to write a book on a specific subject. I just write spontaneously. I can look at things and write on what I see and then put everything together, look it over, and say, that can be a book. And that's how I write. Spontaneous writer. As my videos prove that I'm doing something videos. By the way, if you go to my YouTube channel, or just go to Hidden Tears of a Black Man. If you like the live videos that I've done on Facebook, just simply go to the Hidden Tears of a Black Male. Hit the subscribe button. I see where I have over 1,000 people watch the videos, but very few hit the subscribe button in the right-hand corner. Just do it so when I do come on live, you know that I'm on live. So I've been writing for a long time. I remember when in my early days of writing, I was trying to find my true style. and my true self finally come out over many years ago. In the first book, I'm gonna give a quick shout out on my books. If you like one, you can just hit me up and on Messenger. I'm a there's actually 10 up 15, 12, $15, but I'm gonna do it special if you live local and you want any one of them, be two for 20, and I'll bring them to you. If not, if you want me to mail them to you, then that's actually $5 for shipping. So think about it. Support me. The first one is you can see the title. I put it. He still speaks now. Listen, it's a combination of I call it a compilation of parables, different stories. Baby got the Bible and the prison. Why can't I tell? And so on. Thug Desire is about a female who desired wondered what it would be like dating a thug, and she experienced this journey within her mind. And when she finally had a dream, she woke up that she needed to kill this thug desire that she wanted to experience that thug life because it was not good for her. You always have snakes in your head. I have an original book, but I got to get this same book, but it's in a different color. You always have snakes in your head. The thoughts that you think are the snakes in your head. Like you never amount to nothing. You just like your dad, you just like your mom. So that's what I mean. The seed of Zeus, I say it could fit. It's a lot of copy and paste. It's a book that came to what's going on in the world today. It can fit that everything has a reason, it has a cause. Sexual dating comes with consequences. I wish I had read something like this when I was growing up because sexual dating or bouncing from one female to another, having sex, it comes with consequences. You know, women can get pregnant, young ladies get pregnant, you get a venereal disease, you get AIDS. This one is from the eyes of a cop, Black Lives Matter. I had wrote this part of this from the eyes of a cop. And I sat on it for a whole year after listening to stories about police officers doing this and that. And when Black Lives Matter came into existence, I put both titles together. And Lord, teach us how to pray from the mind of Christ. There's a difference between praying. I always say before you can be effective prayer, you must simply ask God, tell him your problem, ask him how you should pray, not just pray, because the prayer you may be praying may not be the prayer that he wants to pray. This one is escape from the plantation. You need to deliver, escape from the plantation. And what that is about is I can deceive you, lie to you, tell you that I want you to do this and that for me, and you believe me. So I lied to you to keep in my plantation ideas and belief. When you start thinking for yourself, you escape from my plantation ideas and belief, and then you go forth and do your own thing. However, in order for me to get you back on my plantation ideas and belief, I must whip you with lies and accusations, and you come running back and say, I'm sorry for escaping and leaving you. So that's what that one about. The Hidden Tears of a Black Male, which is the title of my YouTube channel. That one is about if you saw a male crying physically, you know that that individual has a problem. What's wrong? But what are the hidden tears? Their behavior, how they dress, how they conduct themselves, and the things that they say out of their mouth. Because people always crying, just you don't see noticeable tears. So if you like what you heard, you can also go to my channel, The Hidden Tears of Black Male, and scroll down, look through the videos, and you see where I do go extensively talk about each book. I will do this from time to time. If you like what you heard, continue to the book. Like I said, support me by hitting the subscribe button, the comment button, the like button, and sharing it to other people. And in doing so, if you want a copy, any two will be $20. If you live local, I'll bring it to you. If you don't, we bring it to you. It's an extra $5. Give me through Cash App, and I will just ship it to you. So the title is Thank You. Now that I got rid of the commercial, I decided to pick the title Forgiven to Forgive. Have you ever forgiven someone or someone you ask someone to forgive you, or have you forgave yourself and you're still being plagued by that unforgiveness? Have you ever asked someone to forgive you and in doing so, they say, yeah, I forgive you, but they keep beating you up with it, keep bringing it back up, keep giving you a hard time about, they cease to drop it, they cease to let it go. They just constantly pressuring you with, baby, I thought you said you forgave me. I asked you to forgive me. I even forgive myself from hurting you. They cease to let that resentment go. They look at you, they cut their eyes at you. They, when you see them, you know that they still despise you. They have something against you, and you do your best to try to resolve the problem that you have with that person. They don't want to forgive you. They just keep holding it over your head, even in marital relationships. Yeah, baby, I did wrong. I shouldn't have slept with that woman. Wrong in the first place. Yeah, I shouldn't have did this and that as pertained to our marriage. I asked you to forgive me. So we must forgive ourselves first. We must ask other people to forgive us. It's not about the other person likewise, because they may not ask you to forgive them. They may not even say, I forgive you. You got some people are so stubborn and prideful that they will see that it's all your fault. But in any argument, one person is not exempt from the argument because they must look at themselves and say, okay, where did I contribute to this argument? Because if they look at it, they will see they contribute to the argument. They may not admit it, but they contribute to the argument. So some people refuse to forgive, refuse to let go. They beat you over the head. When we refuse to forgive or forget, we will experience the consequences. Those of us who say we are Christians, I'm not preaching religion. You can be an atheist. You got to understand one thing. Truth is not governed by black and white. Truth is truth. Simple as that. It's not my opinion. It's not your opinion. It's truth. 1 + 1 is 2. I don't care how you try to make it 3. There are spiritual laws in the world. When you buy any piece of equipment, TV, electronic, even a simple mattress or whatever, they have a little tag on it and say, follow these instructions, how to watch it, how to wash it, and take care of that item you have bought. If you do not, you could damage it and you can't use it and it'll be destroyed. Everything comes with a warning label. So there are spiritual laws out there that will affect us if we abide by them accordingly. When we refuse to forgive, we're going to experience the consequences. Our children may experience the consequences. Our dear children may experience the consequences. You hear, I'll never forgive them. I go to my grave, I'll forgive them. I hate them, I despise them. When we speak that, I'll go to my grave before I forgive them. Okay, you speaking, I will not forgive them, and I go to my grave holding that. Think about it. I don't want to forget them. I'll go to grave. When you go to your grave, you're dead. So you're going to take that with you to your grave. What for? What purpose? What cause? As pain, as punishment to say that I didn't forgive. I stood my ground. I didn't forgive. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's foolishness. We are told, scripturally speaking, you may not like it. When we have enemies, when people persecute us, black, white, whomever, we're supposed to pray. I pray they have a good job, a place to stay, food over their table, good health, physically, emotionally, and mentally, a good car if they need a car, a place to stay if they're homeless, good health if they need help. We're supposed to pray for our enemies, pray for those who persecute us, pray for those who hurt us and use us and abuse us. So when I'm out there, when I feel that if I pick, say, the white man doing this and the white man doing that, and I can't stand this person, I can't stand this politician, I can't stand the president, and all the things that we hear over a period of time, and we agree with that, we're gonna experience the consequences of our belief. We are not exempt. I'm in Savannah, Georgia. If I agree with something that I saw on television, that I'm watching on TV, without doing my own research, I'm going to experience the consequences because I simply agree with what someone say. You don't have to agree with anything I say. I always tell you, do your own homework. You do your own homework and you will see the truth. Then you must decide. So people will hold fast to, I don't forgive them. Ooh, no, I don't forgive you. I'm going to beat you over here. I'm going to count how many times you hurt me and I'm going to use it against you. I'm not, you hurt me. And they go out retaliation where you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. You know, you left me, all kind of playing the game. When we are rolling around in the playpen of not forgiving or not forgiving, we're going to experience a little rattling in our lives. We must be good, must move up from being a baby in the playpen of life and grow up as an adult and begin to recognize that we must be able to do whatever. And I thought about this, I was thinking about what title to talk about, and I remember the teen that I'll probably talk about next Sunday, Lord willing. I came across a piece of paper and a person was expressing themselves about, you know, being biracial in America and how they are not accepted among their own race or vice versa. It's like a mixed race, and I can tell from that person writing that they was troubled by not being accepted by blacks, not being accepted by white, because they're not dark enough. Maybe that's what I make the title. Let me make a note for myself. I'm not dark enough to live and experience to be in this country. It's America's people don't treat me a certain way, so I'm not dark enough. We have so, and then I thought the title that the message is forgive and to forget is that when we as individuals refuse to forgive, it's like I said, I forgive myself from hurting my kids or my ex-wives or my ex-girlfriends. I ask God to forgive me. I ask forgive myself. When last have you forgive yourself for the things you have said and done to self? You beat yourself up over things that you say. You beat yourself up over the things that people said to you. So when have you actually thought about the things that you are going through? You and I are only responsible for us. I said apologies to my children, my ex-wife. Do I get in return? No, because people don't look at what they have done wrong. So it's not about me asking people to forgive me, hoping that they will uh, say the same thing, because they may never say the same thing. Like I mentioned, some people will go to their grave before they forgive. So forgiving and forgetting is about forgiving and forgetting is not about our condition. Well, I will forgive them or forget what they've done to me based on my condition. No, it doesn't work that way. We keep bringing it up. We must forgive. It's not about I forgive you, but keep bringing it up over and over and over and over. When you forgive someone, you don't worry or expect to be upset that they don't do the same. Don't be upset that they don't likewise. Don't go to them with the intention, your condition, I'm gonna apologize to them, I'm gonna say I'm sorry to them, and yet at the same time hoping that they say the same thing you did not. As a Christian person, we should be thinking Christians don't like this. And when I say it to myself, because I went through this and I go through it sometime too, we as Christians, if we say that we are Christian, our behavior should be totally different from the world. It's not about what other people have done or do or don't do or should do or would do or could do. We as a Christian should be different. Our thinking should be different totally from other people. And what gets us in trouble? We try to please others by agreeing with them for a little while, agreeing with them even though that we know that what they're saying is wrong. I was in church, I visited a church today, and they had like youth Sunday, and they had this young lady. I think she graduated. I think she might be 23 if I'm not, no, not 23. I think anyway she graduated. But I would see that young lady in church, and she would be singing with the youth. So she was able to gain the message. She gave them a message. I don't have a message, but God just gave me a message, and she spoke about proverb we're talking about life and death in the power of the tongue. And she brought forth it was like 5 or 10 minutes. But when I heard her talk, I said, wow, she got that in her. I could tell that this young lady will speak the truth regardless. I told her she had wisdom and knowledge. It's not about how long you've been in church. And I told her I can see if she's going someplace because she had brought it point where she was saying, you are the only one. I even record part of it. You are the one you are responsible for your life and your situation. We let negative talk, we let the things that we say hold us back. We look at it and say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, everywhere I go, I can't find a job. Oh, well, I do this. Oh, this and that and that. She said, no, no, no. She said, I tell people, you are controlling, She said, what if God was to answer every prayer, everything you say out your mouth? She said, we need to be careful on what we say. We should speak positive things in our life. We need to wake up in the morning and say, she said, I don't have a negative day. She said, I wake up in the morning and I say, I'm alive. I'm paraphrasing that. Thank God that God wake me up. When last have you woke up in the morning and said, Lord, thank you for waking me up this morning? We as individuals must realize that tomorrow is 1 hour from now. I'm sorry, our future is 1 hour from now. Our future is 1 minute from now. When you look in the mirror, the physical mirror, and dress up and you say, oh, I look good, but your thought does not line up with what you know, look like. Young people say, I'm 18, so I can do what I want to do, and they think they know more than what their parents, and they won't listen. They're being very rebellious. But guess what? They're going to experience the consequences. It's not we putting bad mouth on our children. It's that they're going to experience the consequences. As long as we forgive them for what they have done, even though we love them and care for them, as long as we do our part in our relationship with our kids, with our husband, with our employer, with whomever, that is only what God requires us to do. Just simply forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. I mean, really forgive and forget. Not forgive and beat the person over the head now and then. Not keep reminding them now and then. And sometimes if the woman is married, he or she is married, it's okay. I'm not gonna have sex with my husband because he made me mad. So I'll punish him because, you know, he or she refused to forgive. A lot of our problems in society is based on forgiving. When last have you actually forgave yourself for the mistakes and the choices that you made that put you in a situation that you are now? When last have you gone to God and asked him, sir, tell him the problem and he'll tell you how to pray. For us to say, to us to pray a certain way without telling the problem, because we don't know what we need. We don't know the cause of why we're going through what we're going through. We must learn and to forget. Listen, we must learn on how we must learn about self. And it's like I look at the example when I was learning how to ride a horse and I had to start from scratch. And the horse, one day, the instructor said, we're going to put the spur on our shoes, on our heel, or our boots. And we're going to touch the horse on the side slightly, and the horse should go. So everybody took turns, and I was the last one, and everybody was at the end of the field. So I spiked my horse on the side, and he took off running. It was a he, and his name Mercury. He took off running, top speed, and I was scared. And I jumped off the horse, did a tuck and roll. I wasn't hurt. Horse got down to the end and stopped. I walked down to where everybody was at. The instructor said, Tony, I forgot to tell you that horses like to beat each other. And I guess the horse looked at me, turned his head with the thing in his mouth, and said, you fool, you jump off the horse. And that was, like, wow. And thank God that I didn't get hurt. So what's my point? Sometimes when we hear the truth, we don't want to stay, we picture us or the horse. We hear the truth and we going with it for a while, and then all of a sudden we jump off, we throw the truth off of us because we don't want to accept it. And then when we get in trouble or something will go our way, then it's like we look back and say, well, I should have accepted, I should have believed what I heard. So we as individuals should always remember that we are responsible for what we do and what we don't do. Forget about we love our children, you love your wife, your husband, your family members, your friends and relatives. But you are the only one must control your destiny by believing what I'm saying. Do your own homework. Forgive and forget. Why hold all that forgiveness? It's said that when people don't forgive and people don't forget, medically speaking, that it could cause you physical problem, emotional problem, physical problem. And then this word that you speak over yourself, I hate you, or I can't stand you, or even the thought, even if you don't think that you have bad thoughts towards someone, just say, God, as you know him, say, forgive me for the thoughts that I'm thinking. We can hate God. I was told that one time before. We can indirectly hate God for that I'm black, or that I'm a woman, that I'm a man, or I'm experiencing this with my husband or my wife, or whatever. We can blame God, and one might say that's kind of stupid. If you really think about it, have you ever blamed God indirectly for your situation without realizing it? Who are we to blame God? We did not create ourselves. We did not make ourselves the sex. We did not make ourselves the race. And thought this came to me. Young people, like I being a college candidate, so I'm 18, I can make my grown up decision, but how much grown up decision they can make over someone who has experienced 20 and 30 years way ahead of them? Not much. They're going to make mistakes, and that's part of life. To learn from mistakes is the key. If they keep doing the same thing over and over and allow other people to sway them in the wrong direction, then they get in trouble and they get mad. Will they forgive their friends and their college friends because they assume that they made them do it? No. So we must learn to forgive and forget. As long as we forgive, as long as we take responsibilities for our own actions, then we have done our part. Forgive and forget. Ask God to forgive you for not forgiving and forgetting. Forgive yourself and ask God to forgive you for the thoughts directly. When in doubt, nothing wrong with saying I did it. That you mad at him, you despise him, you hate him because your prayer was not answered when you wanted to be answered. Forgive and forget. And those who refuse to accept your apology, those who refuse to look down on you, look the other way, or think that they are better than you, so hey, that's them. Long as you take care of you, long as you do the right thing, for those of us who say we are Christians, our behavior should be totally different from the world. You can't serve both. You can't serve your friends, your husband, your wife, your children a certain way, and then at the same time, do the opposite. You got to make a decision. And what gets us in trouble, we try to serve both the left hand and right hand at the same time and never going toward one single path, as in doing the right thing. And then I had this thought, and I'm quite sure everyone has experienced this. A friend or family members, or let's go with family members, don't like each other for whatever reason. Cousin, brother, niece, nephews, brothers and sisters, holding a grudge. They don't want to forgive because something that happened way back where and when. The mother, the father, the cousin, the niece, and nephew may have done something when they were little, or physically, or emotional, whatever you person have gone through. They have refused to let that go. So they grew up as an adult. They're still holding that on them. But I want to say this: when we hold stuff, when we hold that mental unforgiveness in our mind, we're going to experience the consequences. And what are consequences? You might get sick, you might get in a car accident, you may lose finances, your children may get sick. We don't know when we're going to experience the consequences of our actions. It has nothing to do with I don't believe you. It has nothing to do with I don't believe in God. It has nothing to do with I don't go to church or I do go to church. We do experience consequences for the things that we do. We can deceive each other and smile in each other's face, but God knows our motives behind the things we do not and refuse to do. When we do what we want to do for the sake of pleasure and nobody knows this and that, and yet bad things start happening to us. Are we reminded of, hey, I didn't forgive, and I truly didn't forget? Scripture and the word of God, it doesn't count. One, two, three, four, five. These are all the wrongs. These are all the wrongs, and this is one thing. I'm going to hold this over your head. No, it's not. So back to the thing. So the loved one, someone in the family dies. Everyone go to the funeral. To watch the person in the coffin to have a funeral. People speaking to each other before the service and even after the service. They might see a relative or brother or sister or someone that they don't like or they may have a disagreement with, and they don't even speak. It's like you're not even there. It's like you're dead to them, but yet you're alive walking around among them. That is no good. We go to a funeral to watch someone, to hear someone, to give our last respect to the person in the coffin. And when people say, I will go to my grave before I forgive, that person in the coffin, did they go to their grave without forgiving? Think about it. Did they go to their grave did they go to the grave without looking in that person's eye when they was alive and say, I know you did me wrong. I know I caused, like I said before, when two people are arguing at each other and have a disagreement, one person's not, both persons are at fault. They must look at them and say, okay, I see what I have done, what I contribute to this situation. Please forgive me for whatever, whatever. If the other person don't even do the same, then that's fine. Don't even get mad if they don't respond or you expect. It's your motive behind you asking them to forgive you. It's your motive to ask you to say forgive you. But people say, I don't forgive, because I forgive, then they're gonna think I'm weak. They're gonna think that they're gonna take advantage of me. No, we should not put condition. We should do the right thing because by doing the right thing, we may bring them over to they say they could forgive me. Wow. I never look at it this way. I never look at my behavior or whatever. So back to the funeral. It is wrong. It is sad that if a person say, I will go to my grave before I forgive them, what are they saying to themselves? They're putting a curse on themselves. I will go to my grave before I forgive them. So they'll go to their grave without forgiving that person. And then when the family members and stuff come there, they may have a beef with that person in the coffin, and they never told that person, I'm sorry for what I have done and how I say and how I communicate to you. And then some people even regret that they didn't get the opportunity to apologize to the person in the coffin. And they carry that on their shoulder for a long time. But you simply say, go to God and say, forgive me for what I've done to that person. I know they can't hear me, whatever you want to say. Please give me the strength to overcome this deep-seated whatever. But then back to the people that's in attendance of the funeral. Somebody look at you, eye to eye contact. Won't even come and say, hey, cuz, here, brother, here, sister, so and so. It's like you're dead to them while you're walking because they refuse to forgive and to forget. Refuse to forgive and to forget. I think a lot of families, I don't think no family is exempt from family members who have issues with others. They have not truly dealt with it. And this was not my topic. It just came to me 2 days ago. The original topic was I said about uh, what I wrote down about the young lady who said that and the young teenager was being a mixed race in America and how she is being treated. So those of us who come to funerals, those of us who have issues with someone, we should look up and say, I was wrong. Who I'm to use my own definition of forgiveness when the dictionary defines what forgiveness and forgiveness mean. Who am I to say and put conditions on what and how someone should respond to me when I ask them to forgive me? Who am I to say that I will go to my grave before I forgive them? Who am I to say that I'm not going to forgive them because how they hurt me, how they use me, how they took advantage of me? No, Our motive should simply be, I'm going to forgive myself, ask God to forgive me, ask God to forgive me for how I think about him, ask God to forgive me, and that will be your true motive, is to ask him to forgive you. Forgive self, the mistakes you went along the way, the mistakes that you have made in the course of you being on this. When in doubt, confess. I'm going to learn to forgive myself, and whatever the person chooses to do or not do, that's their choice. I have come clean with me looking and saying, hey, I forgive myself for the things I said, the things I didn't know that hurt you, or I should have done, or could have done, and whatever. Please accept my apology. I'm not accepting your apology. You did this to me. That kind of stuff. Excuse me, I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to whatever. I'm just simply asking you to forgive me. I don't want your forgiveness. You came in a true spirit to ask their forgiveness. When a person refuses to accept your forgiveness and will continue to hold it over their head, especially teenagers, I'm 18, I can do what I want to do. They know more than a person who's 40, 50. They know more than their parents and their father and their mother and their niece and nephew older than them who have been 18, that's not 18 anymore. When we as adults do the right thing, we can just simply wash our hands clean and say, I've done what I'm supposed to do. And it's the motive behind our choice. Our motive should not be, I'm going to say, I'm going to forgive you, and I'm going to forgive you, and please forgive me because you want to bring back that relationship. No, our true forgiveness will be, I'm going to just say, forgive me for what I have done, and not keep reminding the person over and over and over and over. You and I are responsible for the things that we do, and then we can have peace in our choices that we have made. So it's my hope that you begin to look at your life, look at your situation that you may be in now or have been in and have experienced, and this message has opened your eyes and say, wow, I didn't think about it that way. You know, do you hate yourself? You can hate yourself, you know, because I'm black, I'm white, I'm a male or female. I hate my living condition or whatever. You can hate yourself, despise yourself. You can hate this situation, but you put yourself in that situation. You put ourselves in a lot of situations based on the choices that we made. Thank God that we're allowed today to make the right choice and be a blessing to help others, to share to them what we have learned. But most people are so prideful, so stubborn, so hard-headed that you can't even get to them because they're set in their ways and they're going to always blame. They're always going to justify that you are wrong and they are right. And when you come up against any family members, friends, relatives, children, extended family members, even strangers, even friends that you hang out with, when you see, if you think about it, if no one in the family never comes to you and you always apologize, and you always ask them to forgive you, and you tell them and they never apologize for their behavior, even when you point out the contributing factor in the discussion, because both persons can't be right. And I close by saying that let us agree to disagree. There's no such thing. When you say I'm agreed to disagree, both persons are walking off into the sunset thinking they're right. You must be able to say, you know what, I was wrong. I was flat out wrong. It's my fault. And the other person say, you know what, I should have listened. I should not scratch it out. I should not, I'm calling you, I'm telling you to forgive me and forgive me, and you're going to beat me over the head and you won't let it go. And you keep bringing up all these long things. You quick to point out all this long things about what I've done and should have done and could have done. And I'm listening to you. And at the same time, when I open my mouth to express what you've done to me, you don't want to say it, so you hang the phone up on me. Or you start arguing, start fussing. So when that happens, you can say, excuse me, I did not call, I did not approach you for this argument, because that's what it's about. I'm calling to resolve this problem between you and I. And if they don't want to listen, just hang up the phone and say, excuse me, I'm going to go now. And let it go. Because that was your true motive to close the door on your unforgiveness with self, your unforgiveness of not doing the right thing, and forget what you have done and go on and do better in the long term of things. But the other person refused, children, husband, wives, divorced husband, divorced wives, and friends and relatives and extended family members refused to do the same. And I know in the sound of my voice, and we all experience this, and I seen in my mind the funeral thing. People are dying, died as I'm sitting here right now, not to come back. Tomorrow is not promised for you and I. We can have all the money in the bank. You could be giving birth, getting married, got a nice car, got a nice home, got a nice family, nice wife. But death's going to come upon each and every one of us. How do you want to be remembered as a person who, what can they say? What have you done? What have you done that person can use in the past, in the future? So, wow, I learned a lot from this person. What would you really like to be known for? A hatred person, an unforgiving person, a person that don't stand your gut, a person who refuse to even consider. We need to consider our own actions and have peace in the situation. Our motive should not be asking someone to forgive us, hoping that they do the same thing, because they may not. I mean, we say we truly forgive them for what they've done to us. Are we reminding them over and over and over and over when the Bible tells us, those of us who go to church and those who don't go to church and those who say they're atheists, it still applies. We're supposed to pray for those who persecute us. I have never read where it say, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my niece, my nephew, my extended family member, my friends, even a stranger will not persecute me, but they will. So what that tells you and I, that no one is exempted from persecuting each other. So we should, that they can be our enemies. So we're supposed to pray for our enemies. Good health, good job, a roof over their head, food over their table. Pray for the homeless. Pray for those who are incarcerated. Pray for the president. Pray for the government. Pray, pray, pray. Good things on everyone that comes to your mind. Oh, no, I ain't going to even pray for them. You don't know what they've done to me. No, 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 no. They don't need my prayer. I pray this prayer. No, you pray that makes them do a pray that make them change. I pray that they do what I want them to do. That's a condition. It does not say that. It says pray, bless those who persecute you. Bless those who use you, despise you, can't stand your prayer, praise, can't stand your gut. That's what the word of God says. Bless those individuals, not the other way around. And when we do it our way, we're going to reap the consequences of our own action. So thank you to all of you who thank you, Tiffany, for coming and joining. And those who listen to the broadcast later on. If you like what you heard, like I say, go to my my YouTube channel, Hidden Tips of Black Male. Look in the right hand corner and just click the subscribe button and begin to share, comment, and share with other people. Allow them. Just, you can just, like I do, I'll just send people messages on my phone and say, listen to this. This is good. If they listen to it, fine. If they don't, fine. You've done your part. Because that's why I say with my video, allow someone to hear what you heard. Because then you're like, wow, I didn't even thought about that. And if they don't listen to it, that's fine. God knows their reasons for not watching. They may look at it at a given time. Don't, when you share a thing with people, just share it and drop it. You apologize, forgive me, whatever, whatever. And they may not respond when you think they should respond, because we should not forgive people by putting our conditions on what they should do and what they should say and how they should say it. We can just simply go to God and say, Lord, forgive me for my behavior. Forgive me for my contributing part in this relationship breakup or whatever it may be. I forgive them. Yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I feel bad. But forgive me But I pray for them. Good job, place to stay, good health, food on their table, or whatever you think, because that is what requires of us. And if we are one of the individuals, I'm not even going to do it because I did this before and yada yada kind of stuff. No, this is the time for you to forgive. So I thank God that He gave me another message that should cause you to say, wow, I'm glad I heard it. So again, at the beginning of YouTube, I'm sorry, when you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. God willing, next Sunday, I'll be back.